Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Haleko and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week we are starting the second season of Veronica Mars with the misleadingly titled Normal is the Watchword because nothing is ever normal in Neptune. So to kind of keep us a little more cheered up in the midst of all that goes on Veronica Mars,
right?
We are also watching World of Dance.
Dance!
We've watched Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance over the years, and now the show that's on is World of Dance. So we're giving that a try.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes that have aired. There will be a new one coming out tonight as you hear this. They drop on Tuesdays. And since we also do, we will be a little bit behind on our discussion of them.
We will be World of Dance, the flashback.
Exactly. Just to get you ready for the one that's coming. So what did you think, Terry? Neither of us had ever seen any of these shows.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I really liked the all different configurations of dancing, from couples to singles to trios to large groups. I guess So You Think You Can Dance kind of does that too at the audition stage, but not as thoroughly. I feel like every now and then you get a group on So You Think You Can Dance, but it's just mostly there for a novelty and so they can make some statement and then you never see them again. But in this, it just seemed like everybody who can dance, any sort of dance you want to dance, come on in. And I thought that was super fun. And I liked all the different age groups. And I'm wondering what, once this gets to the competition part, it's going to be like.
Right.
But the auditions were mostly real fun. And I enjoyed the judges. And I enjoyed most of the people. I thought that the gimmick of they don't know that the judges are going to be there. They think it's going to be some anonymous producer, and then over and over again, oh my God, it's you.
All right,
oh my God. And not only do they have that every time, but every time they have to call it out. You didn't think we'd be here, did you? Are you surprised? And this goes on for 3 weeks of episodes that they're doing this. So they are really invested in this idea that we're surprising them. So I kind of got over it. Seriously, nobody, as they ran, did they sequester the people who had been in there? Nobody went in and whispered,
right? Exactly.
Nobody has a phone that they could text somebody else. Yeah.
It's but secret.
You have to let art wash over you. But it was very fun. I really enjoyed it. It was very soothing. I was going to, we were going to watch episode 3. And then, the first 2 episodes were on Hulu as well as episode 3. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to watch one of the episodes. It was late. I thought I'll watch episode 1 and then I'll watch the other 2 another night. And they just flowed over me. And I went from one to the next. And before I knew it, I had watched all 3. And it was very comforting and very soothing and very delightful. I did not always understand why the judges liked some, particularly with the groups. They seemed to like some of the groups and not like some of the groups, and that bore no resemblance to my particular liking or disliking. There was some large group of young Japanese women in pajamas or some such that
they paint splattered pajamas.
Yes. The judges seemed very high on, and maybe I missed something. I didn't see them do much of anything, whereas other groups came and were doing all sorts of things, and they were kind of like, meh. So, but I am not a trained dancer or dance observer or anybody with any knowledge at all. So, what do I know? I did know that the 9-year-old girl was all kinds of awesome.
Yeah.
As they agreed. Oh my goodness. I see problems for her in her future, but right now she is the adorablest.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they do have a little note that says junior when they post their name at the beginning when they start dancing. So I guess there's sort of a junior and a senior version of this.
Could be.
But
that would be fair.
They're not, right, because, I mean, to put that 9-year-old up against, like, you know...
like that Italian couple that were pretty much going to have sex on the floor in 5 minutes. Probably you don't want them even to be in the same room at the same time.
Right. And that's the one thing that makes this a little confusing but also interesting is the way that they have such incredibly different genres happening.
Yes. Right.
I guess there's one more week of these qualifiers, and then it's going to be duels where it's going to be people with the same style against each other.
Okay. They have to have the callbacks first.
Oh, yeah.
Callbacks, and then there were duels. So there's a structure here that we, as neophytes to World of Dance,
we have to pay attention.
Can't really suss out. Mm-hmm. I was very disappointed that at the beginning of the third episode, there were two, there was a little couple of kids, and then there was a group. And while everybody else got their complete dance, for the kids, it wasn't even a little bit of their dance. It was like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, and I didn't understand why they were doing that. If for some reason, technically, they didn't have the film or they couldn't show them, then don't show them.
Yeah.
And especially since it wasn't like some people got 3 minutes, some people got a minute and a half, some people got 30 seconds. Everybody got their whole number.
Right.
Except these. And I was particularly wanting to see those little ballroom kids because we had just had two over the 3 episodes, we'd had 2 adult couples who were matched up as small children and went on to keep dancing with each other and eventually, you know, get married or become a couple and have children and all that. And it's like, here's a little tiny couple. Here's the beginning of those people. Let's see if do they look like one day they'll get married and have kids. And then here they are. Nope. Bye.
Yeah. That was very
odd.
Very I said, I don't think this happened in the first 2 episodes. Like,
no, it didn't, because I watched them in order.
At all.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then there was a big group of dancers in interesting looking outfits. Mm-hmm. And they also got extremely short shrift.
Yes.
And a no. So that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I wonder what the deal is.
Yeah. I didn't understand.
If there was variety, because so you think you can dance. There's a lot of variety in the audition. Some people you see a lot of, some people you see a little of, but it's consistent over the course of an episode. You know you're going to get a variety of different treatments. Right. And this was, 98% one way, and then, boy, they got shafted.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But I generally liked that they didn't spend a lot of time with people who you were never going to see again. Mm-hmm. They tended to focus more on the stronger auditions, or maybe everybody who gets to this point is pretty good, or I don't know. Yeah. But you didn't see a whole lot of no's. You definitely saw some, but it wasn't like constant.
Yes, and they said no in a very encouraging way, generally.
Yes,
which is nice. I wish they had just braved it out and not shown any sob stories at all. Mm-hmm. There was just a few where let's talk about your mother's illness. Let's talk about, something terrible that happened to you. And it's like, can we just have dance? We really, regardless of their terrible life circumstances, what we want is to see if they can dance and how they can do in the competition. We really, save that. I feel like save that for the people that you're going to commit to. If we hear about this and then we never see them again, it feels condescending. So I really, I would be happy if they didn't do that at all, ever. But certainly at this point, it just makes it seem like, well, here's yet another couple, or another group. What can we do to make them special? Let's tell a sad story about one of them. But I thought some of the couples were really interesting, and there was that one trio that was really different. And, it was good.
Yeah.
It was very comforting and enjoyable. Yeah. Wow.
Good.
They really were. I enjoyed that. So, and I thought that the judges had a nice chemistry with one another and seemed able to give criticism in a way that didn't crush the spirit. Yes. So,
always nice.
Yeah, every now and then a little bit. And every now and then J-Lo is a little harsh, but, she's allowed.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we will keep it up, I think, with World of Dance.
Yes, absolutely.
It's entertaining.
Bringing it to you 1 week late every week. So if you want to refresh your memory of what the previous week's episode was like,
right,
come listen to us. And then the rest of the week, if you listen to it later than Tuesday, you can be confused.
That's right.
That's not what I saw. Did I watch the wrong?
Exactly.
Sorry, everybody.
So let's, take a deep breath and move on.
From gentle entertainment to
OMG, here we go again.
Trauma. Oh my goodness. I was traumatized just by the complexity of Veronica Summer. Girl, get the job. Don't have a boyfriend. Just,
yes.
But, I mean, it was likably twisty. There was that one twist, boyfriend twist, which I actually missed.
Oh, you did?
Because I watch TV usually, even something I'm watching like this, with about 3/4 attention. And I must have been like just watching out of the corner of my eye, and I just assumed when the girl said, your boyfriend's here, and then she was kissing some dude, I assumed that was Logan. And my husband goes, wait, did I miss something? And I said, what? Logan came and said, it was the other guy. And I said, it was? Rewind that. And sure enough, it was Duncan. What do you know? So if he hadn't been in the room, I would have gotten to later parts of this episode going, wait a minute.
What happened?
When did this happen?
Yeah, a lot went on in the summer. Quite a lot.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. And the problem I have is that I don't really care about her with either of those dudes. Okay. Logan seems like a spectacularly bad idea. But then if you're going out with him, go out with him. And then what? It seemed like it just went into standard teen drama territory for like the middle of the episode. And then took a hard swerve off a cliff there at the end back into Veronica Mars. I know where we are now.
Yes. Well, the first cliffhanger-y thing that was taken care of was who was at the door.
Can we use the term cliffhanger with this episode?
Sorry,
I don't know.
The first question that was answered was who was at the door, and it was...
Yes, although not immediately. No. This show can never just take you back to the scene you were in. What is the matter with them? But okay, it was all flashbacky, all sorts of flashbacky.
Right. And it was indeed Logan. And actually, it was also Leo, eventually.
Yes, that's true.
But it was Logan.
Sadly, the theory that Weevil had gone to rescue him off the bridge was not accurate.
No, but something happened, and there was a fight, and Felix was killed, and it sure looked like Logan had done it, but Logan was passed out, so who knows? So, quickly dispatched was the story of Logan being accused of killing Felix and getting away with it, or being, what's the word, exonerated for that. And the reason why Leo came to Veronica's door was because he was arresting Logan.
Yeah, bad night for the Eccleses. What was Trina doing that night? Did she get in a bar fight somewhere and go to jail too? Because it seems unfair.
Yeah. Well, as soon as she heard what happened, she turned her story into a movie.
That sounds about
yes,
right.
But we never did see Allison Hannigan as Trina in this episode. And Veronica got a job at the coffee shop / restaurant / as they call it on the podcast, the only place in Neptune, because that's...
I would not have recognized it as the same place that was the karaoke bar and the Chinese food place, but I believe them when they say it was.
So Veronica's working there, and Duncan has been hanging out there all summer, coincidentally, or not. He's always there. What else? Oh my gosh, so much happened.
Logan and Veronica are an item, and that's all fine. And then lots of smooching, lots of unnecessary smooching in this episode. But then somebody shoots at them, presumably the PCHers. And then Logan and Dick and Cassidy is what Beaver's proper name is, right? Yes. Are going to go off with a trunk full of gasoline, supposedly to burn something into a football field, but in fact, they apparently set the pool on fire, which is the one that all the non-rich people use. And I guess that is the point at which Veronica can't be with him anymore because she sees him as, fanning the flames, so to speak, on this apparent war in Neptune that we see not a whole lot of evidence of, but okay. And so she breaks up with him for reasons. Yeah. And at some point in the flashback structure of this episode, takes back up with Duncan because he gives her a fortune cookie with a message. Right. But then she's smooching with him. So lots of smooching. I don't know that I approve. Probably other things as well as smooching, but thankfully we do not see those.
And we don't get to see Keith and Alicia, but we do learn that they're still together.
So
Speaking
adorable.
Of smooching.
See, that relationship I wholeheartedly endorse. Again, that's fine. I would watch them smooching. But we do not see that. And then there's this whole, in the present, all this summer stuff is flashbacks. And they do, I hadn't really noticed, but they in the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast, they do point out how many times there were misleading things said. Like, they showed Logan and Duncan being tense, and Veronica's voiceover says that's what happens when your best friend dates your ex. And you think it's because Logan's dating Veronica, who is Duncan's ex, but in fact, it's the other way around. Although Veronica is also Duncan's ex, so it's very complicated. Anyway, so that was misleading, and something about her boyfriend not being there at the beginning of school because he's visiting his dad. And of course, you automatically think it's Logan visiting his dad in jail, but no, I guess Duncan's going up to Napa to see only his father, not his mother. But those were good. Those were good little twists. I did not notice them, but okay. And then in the present day, we have this, people have tested positive for drugs and lost their athletic spots.
Right,
even though they clearly do not.
Because one of them is Wallace.
Because one of them is Wallace.
This is the mystery.
And one of them is Meg.
Mystery of the week is this: who tampered with their drug tests, or who has it in for Wallace and these other people, and
which Veronica solves rather handily.
She does.
Meg is one of the ones who tested positive, and so Veronica sort of saves her spot on the cheerleading squad, but Meg is not very friendly with Veronica, feels that Veronica stole her boyfriend, apparently, which I am going to call shenanigans on because Meg was aware when she started dating Duncan that it was weird with Veronica. That there was still, she sort of stole Veronica's boyfriend first. I don't know. I mean, it was, the Meg from last season was aware that it was at least somewhat uncool for her to be dating Duncan.
Right.
Right. Wasn't she? Is that just, I'm not making that up, right? She was somewhat apologetic about it. That's why she called Leo the first time and they saw each other in a restaurant and she was super solicitous to Veronica. Plus which, when, Veronica started dating Logan and Duncan kind of went crazy, that would be a good time in which to dump his butt, so it's not like out of the blue, all this is a thing. So I feel like they made Meg a little bitchier this episode for, possible reasons which you can discuss later, but that did not feel organic to me, let's just say.
Right.
But, maybe she's had a hard summer. What do you want?
Who didn't have a hard summer in Neptune?
Everybody had a difficult summer.
Maybe Wallace was okay.
Not fun. Yeah, until he drug tested.
Right, until
he had that stress.
But that was like at the beginning of the school year, so.
That's right. Senior year.
So
there's yet another new journalism teacher.
I think the journalism teachers in this school, I know you don't know anything about Harry Potter, but it's basically the Defense of the Dark Arts teacher, where every single school year they have a new teacher. Although there were like 3 in last season, and now this is the 4th, or maybe it's the 3rd. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this one
doesn't last.
This one's not going to last the school year.
No, she's,
as we will get to.
She's in pretty much one episode. So, yeah, it's not a job that anyone should want to take at this point.
No. And then she leads the children on the field trip of doom.
Yes.
They take a bus. If 09ers were going on a bus for a field trip, I gotta think their parents would spring for a coach bus with the bathrooms and the air conditioning and the plush seats.
A coach bus, yes.
I think they would spring for something nicer. I don't believe that they would be in the stinky school bus, but okay. So they go, and there's a whole bit of business with Steve Guttenberg and his daughter, played by Kristen Ritter, and which obviously is going to figure in majorly this season, but I kind of already don't care. So then there's a whole lot of business about, okay, the rich kids are having a car sent and they're going to go home in a limo, which I don't think most schools would allow, but okay.
The journalism teacher said,
is unfortunately named Dumas, which immediately is
something else. Yes.
And accurately changed to, can we say that on a podcast?
I don't know.
Anyway, it was accurate because she was. So the rich kids go off in their limo. Veronica is going to go in the limo, and then she decides she wants to talk to Meg, who is taking the bus, because she thinks Veronica's going to be in the limo. So complicated car politics here. And then in the bus, Meg sort of brushes Veronica off again, and they stop. How far away have they gone for this field trip that they have to stop at a gas station for snacks?
I know. And they just
seemed weird to me.
Baseball stadium where they had a huge buffet.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah. That's like, when you go like on a, like, overnight field trip, maybe you stop somewhere for something. So that seemed weird.
Well, it was a mechanism to get Veronica off the bus, and she runs into Weevil. She runs into the ghost of Lily.
Except the ghost of Lily when we don't have Amanda Seyfried on the payroll for this episode. So we took a little bit of film and blurted out, and then we took one of her voiceovers from another episode of Lily.
So that prompts her to go around the corner of the gas station where who should be there but Weevil.
Weevil.
So she sees Weevil. She starts talking to Weevil. He's telling, he's not her friend anymore like he used to be.
But he totally is.
Yeah, because when she then misses the bus because the bus is pulling out and Meg's like, yep, everybody's here. We're good.
Yep. Meg saving Veronica's life, as it turns out.
Yes. So, but then Weevil ends up deciding to offering her a ride home.
Yes.
And then what should they come upon? But the limo has pulled over because dun dun dun, the school bus has just flown off the cliff. And
they're all dead, says
Kristen,
Steve Guttenberg's daughter.
Right. Who doesn't know any of them because she knew. She just got there.
It took me, again, I apparently was watching this episode without my brain fully engaged because it took me a while to realize it was the bus that had gone off the cliff because I'm like, oh my gosh, the limo's gone off the cliff and all those characters that I know are recurring characters were in it. But, oh no, wait, there's the limo. So what was it? Somebody's car? Did Logan drive his car off the cliff? And my husband finally had to tell me the school bus is the school bus. Because even when they looked down off the cliff, I couldn't really see anything.
Yeah, that was a weird, I'm sure that was for a reason that the scene of the bus in the water below was very, murky.
It did not help somebody who was trying to figure out what had happened. It was not helpful. They could have at least said, the bus plunged off the cliff, and then we would have been. So,
and poor Duncan, once again, he had to think that if someone else close to him had just died, like basically in front of his eyes, because he thought Veronica was on the bus, but she was not.
It's just Meg, your old girlfriend.
Yeah, it's only Meg.
Then it's although I have to say, I don't know if this is a spoiler. If you don't want to be spoiled, cover your ears. I did have to check IMDb to look and see if the actress who plays Meg is on any other episodes this season, and in fact, she is in about 4 of them. So she could either A, not be dead, B, be this season's ghost.
Right.
Or C, be an identical cousin a la Laura Palmer who comes into town and spars with Veronica.
Yeah.
Any of those things could be true.
I'm thinking flashback / ghost, but who knows?
Could well be. Yep. There's a precedent.
Yes.
And she would be, bitchy hates Veronica Ghost instead of best friend of Veronica Ghost, so that could have some different dynamics.
Well, and Lily certainly could be bitchy when she wanted to.
She could.
So.
But she generally wasn't to Veronica.
No, not to Veronica. Yeah.
But Meg could come and give Duncan some nightmares. That'd be cool.
Great.
With her gory bus crash face.
Poor Duncan. I don't know. I kind of just feel sorry for him.
Go up to Napa, dude. What are you doing around here? Come on. Ay, that guy. He needs serious.
But for whatever reason, I still prefer him with Veronica than Logan.
Yeah, I just never quite got Logan and Veronica. I think it's because he was such a convincing creep early in the season that it's hard to trust the new, kinder, gentler Logan. Mm-hmm. It all seems like a trick or something. And indeed, he seems to have been drowning his sorrows with, the Casablancas' stepmom.
True.
So you go, guy. Check the pool shack for cameras, man.
Right.
Before you do anything. Just
Have
look for stray wires.
Nothing. So, apparently, this season's mystery is what happened with the school bus, because we didn't say that earlier Logan was kind of lurking around the school bus and being menacing and weird.
And saying to Veronica, I'll miss you, which seems a little extreme for if she's just going on a field trip.
Right. But since this is episode 1.
Yeah, totally not him.
So, anyway.
Yes. Suspicion is going to go on people who should have been on the bus and weren't, including, I suppose, Veronica, who ditched out at the last second and got on a motorcycle with Weevil. If they feel Weevil had something to do with it, then it's just going to be another season of raking the usual suspects over the coals. Does anybody know where Abel Kuntz was? Somebody track that dude down.
Did they let him out? Yeah.
Put some brake line clippers on his boat. It'll be fine.
All right. Well, we will see. Next week, we're going to talk about the second episode of season 2. It's called Driver Ed. Not drivers. Driver Ed.
I'm guessing the bus driver?
Could be. And we'll continue with World of Dance, where things are much more happy and cheerful, with the episode that airs tonight, June 16th. It's the 4th episode of the Qualifiers.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.